Yo, what's going on guys, it's Soul, I'm here. Now today we are checking out how to farm a certain mount that you can make with engineering. Now this is called the Mecha-Mogul Mk2. Now I did make a engineering gold making guide where I did mention this mount, and you can basically make millions with this one mount. And even though I just mentioned it in my previous engineering video, which you can check out from an annotation in the top right corner of this video right now, I'm going to make an extended guide on how to farm this mount in this one. So pretty much what you need to make this mount is 50 platinum morph, 100 storm silver, 20 expulsum, and 20 of each material that you farm inside the Mythic MOTHERLODE dungeon. Now you can see I have more of one than these two, and that's because this one is very common while these two are more rare. And there's also one of each item. We're going to get further into that at the end of this video or towards the end. Now, in the beginning, there's two steps you need to take, and they're both really long, if I can call them that. So, the first one is you need to level up engineering to max level, aka 150, which can be really difficult because once you get to 140, I believe, you no longer get guaranteed skill ups from anything, and you have to make these two pretty much to rank up. And every single craft costs you 5 expulsum, as well as, 1,000 gold roughly of platinum ore, and also roughly, 200-300 gold of storm silver ore. It's really expensive, every single craft, and if you have really terrible RNG like me, I had to make roughly 30 crafts to get 5 skill ups. So going from 145 to 150 took me roughly 25 to 30 crafts, I would say. It took so long. Like, I usually farm my greens myself to use the expulsum, so I was farming for a weekend straight, farming for the mount and those cloth, and getting greens and sending them to this guy to scrap them to get the expulsum, and just at the end I just gave up. I could not get the expulsum myself, so I caved in. I bought some blood-stained bones and some coarse leather on the auction house, and I used my leatherworking character to make some greens and send over to this character. Basically just expulsum shuffled, but still I had to invest so much gold because of the crazy amount of expulsum needed. Now, I'm not sure if 30 crafts for 5 skill ups is terrible RNG, or if it's just regular RNG, or if it's good RNG, I'm not sure. But I had to invest roughly 200,000 gold in those 5 skill ups alone, maybe probably if we include the other 5 as well. So 140 to 145 went kinda fast, and then 145 to 150 just took so long, dude. So those 10 last skill points cost me over 200k, I would say. And also you have to invest to level up engineering. You have to use this, like craft these to level up as well, but then they give you a guaranteed skill point. And you can also level up other different ways, like Crow's Nest Scope. I crafted a ton of these. I have 5 of each scope and ammunition on my bank character right now to try and sell them. I think I have 15 of this one, 15 of this. And I also made some other stuff and things. I did a lot of the belt enchants, because these were the cheapest thing to make, and they gave you a guaranteed skill up for so long. So yeah, basically you just have to level up engineering, and there is a engineering leveling guide on Wowhead if you want to check that out. I can link that in the description, but I think you'll be able to find it. But if I can remember to, then I'll link it. And if I don't remember, then just let me know, so I can just fix it. But you just level up engineering, you get to max level, that is the first part. Then you see that I have 150 plus 75. Now this is needed if you're going to get this mount, and you get that by crafting. I can just show you first. You can craft these goggles, or the synthetic specs, or whatever you want to call them. They're called goggles. You craft them with engineering, and they are an Azerite piece for your head slot. Now you need to have 2 hydro cores. Now the amount of materials you need gets diminished the more ranks you have. So rank 1, you need 3, rank 2, you need 2, rank 1, you need 1, I believe, and the amount of expulsum you need for the craft as well goes down, but I couldn't be bothered farming rep to get rank 3, so I just went for rank 2, and that's good enough for me. So I made them, and then once you've made these, that's just one more step. Now there's like the second step you have to make, so you have to level your engineering to 150, and to get that plus 75, you can just toggle this one right now. You can see you get 20 by default. Just equipping these gives you 20 skill, 20 engineering skill. Then the first circle, which I believe is at 14, 13, 14. I think it's 14. Unlocked at Heart of Azeroth level 14, the first circle, gives you 25 engineering, which is good, but you need even more. And you don't get anything from the second circle, so you have to wait until the third circle, which you unlock at Heart of Azeroth level 20. And you need to have this to get the last material from the boss. And to loot material, you have to loot this elixir, or this, yeah, it's called an elixir. You loot this from the masterminds, the goblins inside the MOTHERLODE. You use it, it has a 2 to 3 minute uptime on the buff. So you can use it mid-pull on the last boss, and then if you kill the last boss with this elixir active on your character, you will loot this item right here. And to loot this item and the elixir, or just one of them, or both, like you need one to have the other anyway, so you need to have 150 plus 75 to loot those two items, which are essential to making this mount. So you need to have Heart of Azeroth level 20 to make the mount, but this thing is, I make this video 1.5 weeks after I got Heart of Azeroth level 20 myself, and for every single week you wait until you start like grinding for this mount, this step becomes easier and easier, because I was grinding Azerite power, like World Quest, I was doing Battlegrounds, daily wins, I was doing everything I could, I was doing the weekly islands, I was doing daily islands, I was doing everything I could to get Azerite, and I got it in a week, and this is one of my leveling characters. I only use it to farm stuff, I don't really gear it that much, but still it's my best geared character somehow. Even though I don't play it that much at all, but yeah, it took me like a week to go from Heart of Azeroth level 14 to 20, but the longer you wait, the easier this step gets. But the first step, which is leveling engineering, is always going to take a shitload of time, and also gold and everything. You're gonna have to invest like roughly 400k, I would say, into engineering, and then it's just a matter of when you make this mount and what kind of server you're on, because you want to make as much profit as possible, because even after you've done all these steps, once you have max engineering, once you have plus 75 as well, once you have everything you need in the Platinum Ore, Storm Silver Ore, and the Expulsum, and you've looted this from the last boss, which you need the elixir for, you need this one, which you can get from a vendor inside the MOTHERLODE on Mythic, in the middle room, like after the first boss, I believe, or before the first boss, actually. Yeah, it's before the first boss where you pull all those mechas or those robots around. There's like a room in the middle, you can go in there, and I think you can only see the vendor if you're an engineer, but even if you're not an engineer, if you see the vendor, don't buy this, you don't really need it. It's only for engineers, and you can find it in the MOTHERLODE. Now, even after, those steps are the easy steps. Like, they don't sound easy, but they are the easy steps. Now the hard part comes. Now you have to farm these materials. And, well, you can just see it right here. This is from 5 runs. I have 13 of this one, which is really good, but I think this is the more common material. And then you can see I have 2 of the blast-fired electric servo motors, and 3 of the crush-resistant stabilizers. Now, I believe the Azerite Ford protection plating is the most common one. You're able to loot this from the last boss as well, just looting it. And then you scrap the robots inside, so basically the more robots you kill, the more materials you get, but this is also based on RNG. You can get more than 1 from each mob, so once you can get a plating, you can get a servo motor and a stabilizer from the same robot if you're really lucky. But it's just like, I don't know, dude, like, how do I explain this? The more engineers, like, here's the thing. Nobody really runs Mythics anymore, like regular Mythics, unless it's a Mythic dungeon week, or they're gearing up an alt character, or they're farming this mount, or they're doing one of the first ones and farming this mount, so they're gearing up an alt while farming this mount, or they're just doing a Mythic and farming the mount at the same time. So there's going to be more engineers at the same time, and they don't share the loot, because the thing is, once you kill these robots or the mechas, whatever, you have to scrap them. Basically, you mine them for engineering materials, and only one of you can do this. So if there's more engineers than you in the group, then you just have to be the first one to scrap them. So even in the run that you can see me do in the background, I was not the only engineer. The tank was an engineer, and the rogue was an engineer, but I did talk to the rogue. He agreed not to loot anything. The tank, however, did try to loot a couple. I think he got a couple as well. but mostly I was just like spamming that button to be the first one to scrap the materials from the engineering mobs, because I wanted to be there first. I wanted to get as much as I could. And even though he did get 2 mobs, those mobs didn't drop anything, so even if you are the first one to scrap a mob, there is a chance that mob doesn't even drop anything. None of these actually have a 100% drop chance. I think the plating has like maybe a 50%, and then the stabilizers and servo motors I would say have closer to a 15% drop chance, but I'm not sure. You would have to go to Wowhead and check some comments there, or Reddit as well, to see the actual drop rates, because I believe there are people with more, well, statistics than me, because I've only done 5 runs, and I know a couple of people have done like 100 runs over several characters to farm this mount, because it's a really good mount. It sells for over 3 million gold on most servers. That is why I'm farming it as well, because nobody on my server has this. So if I get the mount, then I can pretty much run Monopoly on this mount and just charge however much I want, because I'm the first one to make it, and I don't know if anyone on my server is planning to make one, so I can probably charge, I don't know, 5 million plus, I would say. But that is pretty much it for this mount. That is all you have to do. It's pretty complicated, and just, you have to level engineering, which is easy. It just costs money, or costs gold. Then you have to level up your Heart of Azeroth, which is easier the longer you wait. Then you have to farm these items. You want to get the ores, and you want to get the expulsion, and then you want to loot the elixir from a mastermind, the goblin mastermind, and you want to kill the boss with the elixir active, and you will get this item, which has a 100% drop chance as long as you kill the boss with the elixir active. Then you buy this item from the merchant or the vendor inside the MOTHERLODE on Mythic, and then you just re-clear the MOTHERLODE on Mythic over and over and over and over again to get these materials, and bam, you got your mount. So it's very easy, but it takes time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, then leave a like, leave a sub. That is it. I'll see you around. Peace out.